Every country in the world has its unique and speciality. Subtle culture, universal values, and spirituality have been India's gift to the world. Sadly, today, most of our rich cultural heritage has been lost or changed due to migration of people from their native places to other cities, other countries, and so many other reasons. The remnant treasure also remains largely inaccessible due to lack of time, language constraints, and more so because we are unaware of the worth of this legacy, of this intangible cultural heritage. Yet, there are some thin fibers that still connect us to our ancient culture, and we should be proud of the Indian theatre or Natya that had its origin in expository dance. The first actor or the Nata was an actor-dancer who portrayed dramatic incidents by means of gesture and dance, mimicry, miming with song and musical accompaniment. The Natya Shastra states that drama must contain Nritya, Geeta, Vadya. Indian drama gives importance to gesture in place of the spoken word. It is meant to be seen by the spectator rather than heard. Very little of this glorious dramatic art is now to be seen. The Sanskrit theatre is a hereditary art of the Chakyars of the Kerala temple, a source of Kathakali dance drama in Malayalam language. The vernacular drama also survives in Andhra Pradesh in Kuchipudi and the dance drama of Brahmin Bhagavatas, the Bhagavata Mela, Natya in Tanjore district of Tamil Nadu, and the Yakshagana in Karnataka on the west coast. Bhagavata Mela is a form of dance drama. It is graceful with mellifluous vocal and instrumental music to add color in its overall performance. It also contains dialogues of high diction and suggestive abhinay. There are other symbolic descriptive actions. Whenever there is a violent scene of war and killing in the drama, the scenes are not enacted, but only narrated as an incident. The Bhagavata Mela is full of dramatic interest. It is enhanced by using classical music and dance. Dialogue of high diction and suggestive strained abhinaya and other symbolic actions are in its hallmarks. Every actor is well trained in Bharatanatyam. Bhagavat Mela Natakam is popular throughout the Tamil Nadu state. It has originated from Melatur in Tanjore district. The term Bhagavata Mela signifies the troops which perform the stories of Bhagavata, that is, the myths about the incarnation of Vishnu from the famous Bhagavat Puran. It is performed as a part of the annual festival of Narsimha Jayanti in the month of May and June. A large flat canopy and a small stage are put up in the streets in front of the temple, and the dramas are performed on it. This is done to dedicate the deity installed in the front hall of the temple. Bhagavata Mela is a form of dance drama. Dance drama or Natya, according to Sahitya Darpana, is a poem made visible. Indian Natya has a poetic form and is enacted in a rhythmic manner. Just as poetry differs from natural speech, so Natya differs from natural actions. Lokadharma refers to that which is realistic, and popular Natya Dharma means that which is conventional and governed by codes and formalities. In the history of Indian music, three kinds of dramas are discernible. They are namely Nataka, Nritya Nataka and Geya Nataka. Nritya Natakas are earlier than Geya Nataka and adhere strictly to the Natya Shastra treatise. Even during the rule of Cholas in Tamil Nadu, especially Tanjavur, Geya Natakams and Sadir were a regular feature in the temples and royal court during festivities. It is believed that these performances were mostly of grand operas. Such performances and the performers were patronized by the kings. From the 9th century AD, when marked development and growth of regional language took place, the Sanskrit theatre tradition too was getting adapted to the regional languages. An excellent example of one such work is Jayadeva's Gita Govindam. It came into being as a result of Bhakti movement to counter the Milu. It occupies a key position in the history of both music and dance that led to a flowering of a classical musical dance dramas in the local regional languages in the different parts of the country. Yakshaganas of Karnataka, Kuchipudi, Bhagavata Mela, Natakams of Andhra Pradesh, Kudiyattam of Kerala, Ariyakuthu, Bhagavata Mela and Kuravanchi Natakas of Tamil Nadu stand an axiom. Yakshagana, Bhagavata Mela and Kuravanchi Natakams are Nritya Natakas. The Yakshaganas and Kuravanchi Natakas happen to be popular varieties, while the Bhagavata Mela Natakam is a refined classical dance drama. The Maratha Rajas not only took the Telugu language but themselves acquired remarkable degree of proficiency in the composing, and they became reputed authors of a large number of literature in Telugu. Like Nayakas, Maratha Rajas too patronized poets and scholars in Telugu language by donating free gifts of land, property and founding colonies for establishing scholarly families. According to Madhura Kavita of Telugu literature, the language, meter and sentiment are Desi and are characterized by music and dance elements. They are enacted before an audience from which developed later on the refined music plays, and Bhagavata Mela Nataka falls in this form of plays. The tradition of Bhagavata Mela Natakams of Tamil Nadu employed the art of music and dance in rich flavor, using them from Srimad Bhagavatam and other Puranas to extol the principles of bhakti. To maintain the purity of purpose, only men called Bhagavatulu or Bhagavatar participated in this art, and thus the tradition came to be known as Bhagavata Mela. Obviously, the Bhagavata Mela Natakams are considered occults and therefore are performed only in the polycleum or within the precinct of the temples even today. Thus, the Bhagavata Mela tradition took roots in Tamil country, especially in the then Chola Mandalam, during the early part of the 16th century. But no vestiges are found to establish that the tradition of Bhagavata Mela of Tamil Nadu country is of Andhra origin. Once popular throughout the Tamil Nadu, Bhagavata Mela is now confined to a single village, Melathur in Tanjavur. It is held as a part of the annual Narasimha Jayanti festival in May and June. A large flat thatched canopy and a small stage are put in the streets in front of the temple, and the dramas are enacted to dedicate the deity installed in front hall of the temple. How is the play presentation? Firstly, the performance starts with the appearance of Konnagi or buffoon, Konnagi dances for a few minutes and make request to audience to see the forthcoming play patiently. The play is followed by a group of musicians. They sing the Todaya Mangalam, which is an invocation song. After the invocation song, an introduction of the drama that is to be enacted is told in short. A performer in the dress of Lord Ganesha then appears in front of the audience to bless the play. A young boy wearing the mask of Ganesha dances to the accompaniment of the background music to give the feel of Lord Ganesha. The arrival of Lord Ganapati sets the stage for an auspicious start to the performance. Each actor or character is then introduced. After this elaborate introduction, the actual drama begins. The drama contains mainly dialogues of Prahalad, Hiranyakashipu and Narasimha. The story places its own demands on the actor portraying Narasimha. The actor prays and fasts before donning the mask of God, and at the close of the performance, all the performers, Bhagavatars or Bhagavatulus, circumambulate the deity within the temple and the street. The musicians follow them, singing devotional songs. Next to be honored with flowers and sandal paste are the teachers of the dance drama. This festival is celebrated to signify the victory of Prahlad over his evil father, the king Hiranyakashipu, through the intervention of Vishnu in his man-lion avatar. The drama is characterized by natural flowing movements that enhance the body language and used to convey the main theme. The actors are always male, but since last couple of years, few of the women are also trying to take part, and some have done successfully. The performance commences with the appearance of Kannagi, as we saw earlier. In the village of Melathur, 18 kilometers from Tanjavur in Tamil Nadu, it is considered to be the cradle of Tamil culture and rises a spurt of feverish activity every midsummer during the Bhagavat Mela Natakam Utsav, organized in the Sannidhi of the Lord Varadaraja, the presiding deity of the village, on the occasion of Nrsimha Jayanti. Indian born in a land teeming with gods and legends is intimately connected with religious, literary and mythological traditions. A valid study of any form of Indian art, be it music, dance, painting, folklore, could be undertaken only through learning and perhaps one should say experiencing the innumerable sources and concepts of Indian culture, its rituals, legends, metaphors, its epoch, dynasties, styles and kaleidoscopic media through which the art expresses itself. But when demonstrated in the form of Natya or Natakam, as in the case of Bhagavata Mela at Melathur, the entire complexities and differences between the various forms of art vanish, and the layman and the connoisseur alike are transported to the new world, where there is no distinction between the lover of art for its mere entertainment value and the devout one yearning for spiritual solace. The viewers and the actors lose their identity, and all are converted as devotees surcharged with emotion, praying for the blessings of Lord Nrsimha. The Bhagavata Mela tradition is believed to be in existence from the 11th century. The unique features of Bhagavat Mela are many. Like it is a pious art. To this day, it is the only surviving link in Tamil Nadu that connects us with our ancient Sanskrit theatre. It came into being as a result of Bhakti movement about 450 years ago. The tradition is still preserved in its pristine purity as a true temple art in the worship of Lord Vishnu. Further, the Natakams dedicated to Lord Vishnu are performed annually with religious fervour in the Sannidhi of Sri Varadaraj Perumal temple at Melatur on the occasion of Nrsimha Jayati, as has been the practice for centuries. The sentiments of the Natakams are expressed in classical music of high class Carnatic rendering and the dance and abhinaya in Bharatanatyam technique, and occasionally with poetic speeches, dialogues and appropriate dramatic actions too. Abhinaya are more elaborate and incisive. Such a remarkable synchronization of music, speech, dance and abhinaya produces a high aesthetic appeal, leading to the rasa realization according to the concept of Natya in the ancient treatise. The Natakams are taken seriously and not just as a pleasant pastime. No libertinism or low sensuousness is allowed in the name for art's sake. At the same time, in the name of religious devotion, no allowance is made for a slipshod art, because what art is exhibited as devotional offering had to be of high aesthetic value, without which no god of the Hindu pantheon would be pleased. Hence, high technique and good mastery have been made a sine qua non in the exposition of this temple art. Thus, this art is a unique blend of bhakti, music, dance and drama. The May-June Utsava is a balance between true and pure devotion and aesthetic display of traditional art. A visit to Melatur to witness the Bhagavata Mela Natakam in the Sannidhi of Lord Sri Varadaraja is considered a pilgrimage, and I believe all the students of music, dance and drama should do this pilgrimage once in their lifetime. Only male artists portray the female roles. All dance actors and the musicians are amateurs engaged in different professions in different parts of India, and also some abroad who assemble at Melatur at their expense. Trained systematically in art, these amateurs raise the level of their performance to that comparable with any professional troupe. As I said earlier, now since last couple of years, some women of the family have tried doing small roles in the Bhagavata Mela. The astounding splendor, exuberance and purity of purpose of this tradition, maintained intact today by popularly known as Melatur Natarajan's troupe, are to be witnessed at Melatur to believe. Ordained by His Highness Sri Paramacharya of Kanchi, Sri Lakshmi Narasimha Jayanti Bhagavata Mela Natya Nataka Sangam had the unique opportunity of performing at the Vidvat Sadhas convened by the sage at Ilayathungi in the year 1962. The troupe was blessed by the sage for a repeat performance on the concluding day of the Sadhas. Our visit and personal attendance of the festival is in total support of the faith, dedication and passion with which it is performed by this group. Again, the troupe was ordained by His Highness Sri Jayendra Saraswati Swamigal to perform the Paramacharya's Atisthanam in Kanchi on the 104th Jayanti of His Highness Paramacharya. According to scholars, connoisseurs of music and dance and the press in India and abroad, present day is acclaimed as the golden era for Bhagavata Mela tradition. Top-notch artists of Bhagavata Mela such as Guru Balu Bhagavatar, K. Ramani Iyer, G. Swaminathan, G. Krishnamurti Sharma and living legend S. Natarajan and his younger brother S. Kumar are rightly honored by the Paramacharya of Kanchi the cultural department of the state and the central government, and a few cultural bodies. In a small village called Kuchipudi on the Krishna river in Andhra Pradesh, the Kuchipudi Bhagavata Mela Brahmin actors have handed down their classical dances and dance drama for generations. They are well versed in the classical gesture language and dramatic dance modes of Kuchipudi Natya in Telugu. Their dramas are stretched at night in the open air. Some of the favorite plays being Usha Kalyanam, Prahlad Charitam, and Bhama Kalapam. Preliminary invocation prayers describe the 10 incarnations of Lord Vishnu in verses, which are beautifully enacted in Abhinaya and dance with vivid postures and gestures. A stage curtain is held up in front of the actors and lighting is provided by the torches. All roles are enacted by men who take both male and female roles. Each actor introduces himself with a draw, a special elaborate entrance dance containing postures, steps and gestures and various dance patterns. There are feminine and masculine types accompanied by song and rhythmic syllables. The Gita Govinda of Jayadev is one of the masterpieces of Kuchipudi Abhinaya in classical style. Kuchipudi dance is related to Devadasi Nritya in fundamental techniques and gestures and is one of the several parallel traditions of the art in South India. Vachika Abhinaya has a place in South Indian Natya, though the balance between speech, gesture, song and dance is well established in Kuchipudi Natya. In the Tanjore district, Natya is performed at the Vasanta Utsavam of Lord Vishnu in Melathur and Sulamangalam. About 160 years ago, a sage, Venkatarama Swamigal of Melathur in Tanjore district, composed a number of religious dramas, Usha Kalyanam, Prahlada, Bhama Kalapam, Rukmini Kalyanam, Markandeya and others in Telugu, the art language of southern India. They were dramatic poems to be set to music for dancing and acting in the traditional manner. Bhagavata Mela Natya, as the art is called, is performed by Brahmin actors who are experts in singing, dancing and gestures. The daru or entrance dance of each principal actor is elaborate in rhythmic style and rendered with grace and elegance. Dances similar to Alaripu, Varnam and Padam with Adavu Jatis and Urumana's final sequences are fundamentally related to Bharatanatyam. But there are both masculine and feminine dance patterns which are significant for further development of Bharatanatyam into a dramatic form. Fundamental similarities are noticeable in Melathur and Kuchipudi dance drama, which suggest a common origin. What the Devadasis have learned from the non-Brahmin Natuvan arts is only a part of a great dance art current among several groups of hereditary experts. The Vasanta Utsav was not celebrated with Natya for 9 years due to financial difficulties in staging the plays. There are very few of the actors left to maintain the art, though the dramas have lately been performed. Within 10 years, both Kuchipudi and Bhagavat Mela Natya will be lost arts in India, since the practice of Natyakala will end with the present old masters. Their sons will not learn an art for which there is little appreciation and no economic security. On the west coast in southern Karnataka, there are seasonal performances of Yakshagana dance dramas. The Bhagavata Mela Natakas were enacted in temple precincts and villages were donated to Bhagavatas for this purpose from the time of Nayakas. Like this precedents, King Tulaja also donated liberally towards the enactment of the traditional Bhagavata Mela. The format was kept intact, although many natakas were composed. For example, in the dance drama Todaya Mangalam, a song of invocation in the form of shloka is narrated with pieces of sholakattu. The synopsis of the play is narrated to the audience through Katyakaran. The characters go through their paths, interpreting every piece of song and speech through Abhinaya. These dance dramas were also known as Nritya Natana, Nataka, since they consisted of Nritya, Nitya and Natya characters. Melatur, Veerabhadraya, Kashinath and other eminent names in the music world were associated with the village Melatur. Melatur Venkatrama Shastri was a celebrated name who enacted Bhagavata Mela Nataka as part of the annual Narsimha Jayanti celebrations. King Sahaji and Giriraj Kavi together have created 32 Bhagavata Mela Natakam. Shahaji has composed one Vinayaka song in 3 languages, all set in Maya Malava Gauda Raga. Venkatram Shastri and his father, the Bhagavatas, also enacted Bhagavata Mela, composed their own dance drama script, music and dance choreography, improving the tradition to suit their own times. The object of playing these drama was devotion to God, and hence presenting them in the temple premises came into vogue. Concepts like arts for art's sake or art for earning a livelihood to art as a pleasant pastime had no place in this tradition, and it is so even today. Nonetheless, this art, which was exhibited before the god, had to be of high aesthetic value, without which no god will be pleased. That was the basic idea. Hence, technique of high quality and perfect mastery over the art were the prime importance, sine qua non. Even in the present times, the aesthetic value and appeal are still intact. The traditions of solo dancing flourished simultaneously in Tamil Nadu, particularly during the Nayaka and Maratha rule over the Tanjavur. The compositions of Bhagavatas, that is the conductors of the Bhagavata Mela, were presented by the Devadasis too in the temples. In turn, the Bhagavatas adopted the dance techniques of the Devadasi. In this manner, there had been a great deal of mutual exchange of ideas between the two parallel traditions till the Sadir finally emerged in its present form as Bharatanatyam. Even now, the dancers in those Natakams train themselves under the Bharatanatyam gurus to enhance their Abhinay and Nritya skills. In the Yakshagana plays, in which the character not only wore heavy makeup and glittering costumes pertaining to the role, but also wore masks while dancing. Similarly, in Bhagavata Mela, the Ganesha and Narsimha characters wore masks. Since only male dancers participated and participate, the person portraying female characters wore the female costumes and jewelry. I could describe my own experience of being part of the Melatur Bhagavat Mela Natakam, which I went about 5 years before in the midsummer May, and from Tanjavur we drove down to Melatur. The whole night experience, the starting of the dance drama, going through, and in the end, at the end, when the procession went back to the temple, it is out of the world, and it's almost impossible for me to describe in words, but it is one to be experienced for the lovers and practitioners of theory and practice of art. Also, now again, since last couple of years, an awareness is coming back to us for preservation and propagation of these special monuments of cultural heritage and maybe all of you will be there to support and enhance these jewels of our India. Thank you. Namaste.